This is Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary.
What's up, idiots? It's Todd and Tuscan back with the only show on the internet where the hosts profess their stupendous mediocrity to you right from the outset. We're bringing you some weird news stories today. Todd, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking, Tuscan. I've had a slow morning, but you know, we're about to make it a little more entertaining, a little bit more zip to my zap. I don't know what that means, but I said it.
Okay. Putting a little pizzazz in your pizza.
Yeah. Pizza Piz.
There is what? There is. I know you can't really tell because my window in the webcam is just all brightness to you.
Yeah,
but
it keeps going back and forth, so you tan in 5 seconds and then get really pale again.
Yeah, my computer's little webcam doesn't really know what to do with it, but the outside of that window is almost exactly as it looks in your camera, in which it's just a whiteout. There's an absolute snowstorm going on outside. Oh, really? Which is we're having some pretty solid snow today, which is, you know, it's always fun to walk to class when it's snowing like this. I have a good time with it. It's not actually that cold today, so it was actually pretty bearable, but you end up in class with your hair just like soaking wet because all the snow's melted on it, and it's just, it's fine. You know, it's fine. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
How's Chicago this time of day?
Well, I haven't been out today, but it's been all right. We had some snow like 2 days ago, and it's all kind of melted. I don't know if it's snowed since, but yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the only podcast where we talk about the weather.
That's not true. That's
really?
Absolutely not true.
I'm weather sure there's out there.
I'm sure there's there's a podcast for everything.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Remember when they used to have an app for everything? When they recently had launched the iPhone, and then a couple years after that, they were like, "There's an app for everything. You can download an app to do this or do that." Like, imagine the things you could do on your pizza or on your smartphone. What could you do on your pizza? Somebody was telling me last night that they were amazed. They were like, "You see this phone in my hand? If I touch this phone in just the right way, pizza will show up at my door." Can you imagine how amazing that is? I will just have food at my doorstep because of my just fiddling with my little device here for long enough.
Except it won't have exactly the toppings that I ordered because Postmates is stupid sometimes.
Oh, yeah? You order from Postmates a lot?
I've ordered from Postmates like a couple times.
They don't have enough options in Lincoln. There are like 5 total vendors that go through Postmates, and I use the app, but I never actually order things off there because I'm not that interested in actually having the vendors that they have deliver to me. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
I'd rather.
You know how they have those apps that are like it's a scale. Weigh yourself.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as the ones where, like those viral videos where people put their phone in the microwave and they're like, it'll charge it in like 30 seconds, and then their phone explodes.
Stupid people.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. It's hard to be stupid these days because it's so easy to lose so much from your gullibility. Is gullibility a word? It is now.
Yeah. I think gullibility is a word. I feel like it's super easy to be ignorant, even if you look stuff up on the internet, because half of what's out there is just people trolling you, you know? And they're writing fake stuff just to mess with your head.
There's one of those stupid apps I think that I saw at one point that's like pregnancy test.
Pee on your phone.
You pee on your phone, but it's an app. Like, it's an actual app that had to be approved by iTunes or Apple or whatever. I don't know the process to get an app, but I feel like there's like some sort of approval, like some process that you have to go through. But
really?
I'm sure, yeah.
You would think
they don't
so,
let
but
some.
there are like millions of apps out there. So
yeah.
You think Apple's like reviewing each and every one of them to test for viability?
They don't want like, hey, it's the Ku Klux Klan dating app. You can date someone in the KKK. that would be bad.
Oh,
you know?
God. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. You and I should develop an app called like Hoods in Your Hood, to find out where the KKK members live around you, so you can avoid them.
like the pedophile website.
Yeah, exactly like the pedophile website, but with Klan members. Hoods in Your Hood. That's just too catchy not to use.
It's sad that could work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like there'd be a lot of I want to say hate crime, but I'm sure that's right. Just people like going and harassing these people, demonstrating on their lawn and stuff like that. It's like, see how you feel with a burning cross outside your house. How about that? Maybe they do like a pentagram or something. Get some nice Satanists.
Do you know a Satanist?
Do I know a Satanist? Not personally.
Yeah.
Not personally.
I don't either.
I think they're an interesting breed though, because you have to believe in all the same great things Christians believe, you know? You believe in heaven and God and all that stuff, but then you're rooting for the guy who's against all that.
I thought that they were just like exaggerated atheists.
No, they're like devoted to the Dark Lord and stuff, man. It's like
I don't think that's... I don't know. I thought it was all about... I mean, at least some Satanists are all... It's just kind of like an act. Like, look how stupid it is for religion.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a lot of them. Just kind of branching out like that. But then now there are some like serious people about it. They're like... I think much of it has to do...
Sacrificing babies.
Much of it has to do with like anarchism and the rebellion against authority, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of kind of what that's all about. You don't want to go with what society is all about. You kind of go your own way, in essence, just like everybody else.
Do Satanists, if they're like happy, are they like, wow, this is just pure hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know.
This is hell on earth.
I've got a kid here in this story, Todd, who was attacked by Florida Man, our favorite superhero.
Yay.
Yeah, he's making a reappearance, which, by the way, he made a fantastic appearance in the first season, or the second season of Atlanta, which is now on Hulu.
I have not watched.
Oh, the second season of Atlanta. Because I know you watched the first season with me this summer when we were in Atlanta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the second season is also quite good so far. Definitely less structured, a little bit more confusing. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't know. So anyway, we've got Florida Man here, and he has been arrested on suspicion of attempting to run over his son because his son refused to take a bath. So let me break this down for you. So we got Joseph Riley, 45-year-old man. He's got a kid who will not take a bath. And so he threatens this kid, as many a father does or has done, with whipping him with the old belt, right?
Yeah.
Takes the belt out of the loops and threatens the kid if he doesn't get in the bath. I'm gonna give you a good lashing with the belt. Always healthy. So the kid, understandably, escapes the house and starts running away. And witnesses describe the guy getting into his car and trying to like chase down his son. I don't know if he was actually like attempting to run over the kid, but it seemed more like the kid was trying to run away and he was like chasing him down because he doesn't want his son to run away from home.
Yeah.
The guy's it's not a good guy. I'm gonna start there, kind of hedge my bets here. He is being held without bond right now. He has a trial at the end of the week, or at the end of the month rather. And the arrest report suggests he had been drinking pretty heavily this day. He was pretty drunk. He appeared intoxicated. He couldn't stand on his own. He was taken to jail. He apparently was trying to fight off the police officers and all this stuff. I don't know.
A+ guy.
Yeah, just like...
At first I thought that this was going to be a story that was like that. We've had a couple stories where like a parent has just threatened something and then the kid just still doesn't do what they ask, so they have to kind of cash in on it. have to be like, well, I mean, I said that I was going to do this.
I said I was going to run you down with the car,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
I don't know what you expected.
This is slightly different because he's seemingly a little, there's a little something deeper and darker there, but
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. They mentioned another incident in here about a guy named Joseph Scott who was charged with robbery and domestic battery after strangling his daughter last month.
that's fun.
I don't really know what she said. Okay, here's the deal. Apparently she had just reconnected with her dad or just met her dad a few weeks earlier and was trying to build a relationship when some sort of argument happened over her car, and then this happened. So I don't know if you're like the estranged father of somebody who's now like your adult's child, and how are you getting into a fight over their car? How does that come about?
Well, if you're their parent, you gotta you still own everything that they own when they're 50 because you gave birth to them. That's how it works, Tuscan.
Yeah. Brings us full circle about this antinatalist we talked about.
Yeah, last week.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. That guy.
It's all babies for slaves.
He's all over the news now. Since we recorded that,
Yeah.
he's like all on these major publications. They're interviewing him, giving a lot of publicity to that guy.
Yeah, and so now he's spreading the word for human extinction.
Yeah.
More and more
Seems
people
that.
are agreeing with this, like you said last week, Thanos type ideology of like, well, the humans are bad for the earth, so let's get rid of more humans.
Yeah.
It's very
I don't-
cold.
Right. It really seems like, and all the movies, it seems like more and more bad guys, that's like their whole MO is, right? You kill enough people, then the people that are left will kind of band together and try to make everything right again, and there won't be all these excess people to take care of and get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's such flawed logic. I don't understand why.
Yeah. Don't
why
people
think
realize that
that's-
those are usually the bad guys in the movie?
Usually the bad guy in the movie. Almost always the bad guy in the movie. I'd be interested to see what happened if that actually happened, though. Not interested enough for it to happen.
In real life?
Yeah, if some crazy person actually succeeded in one of
No.
those plans.
No.
I don't think anything of what that person planned would actually happen. I think it'd just be anarchy for a long time. People would be struggling to fill the power vacuum left by all the dead governments.
There was this great sketch that I saw, The Whitest Kids You Know. You remember them?
Oh, of course.
And they have this great sketch where it's these guys who have just toppled a government, and they're like, anarchy, yeah! And then this guy comes in, and he's like, okay, guys, really glad that we, like, toppled the government and everything, but, so I work at the nuclear power plant down the street, and we need to keep that thing going, or we will have a meltdown on our hands. And then they're like, oh, okay, so you can just, you do that, right? And he's like, yeah, I do need a couple people to help me with it. And then they're like, all right, how about these two people go with you? And then he's like, well, we're also going to need to get food. And then it basically just grows into them, like, building their own government again. It's so funny.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic.
Speaking of government and wanting to bring it down, let's talk about Russia.
Oh, brilliant.
So there's this artist in Russia who is doing this exhibition where he's taking people's blood. He asks people to donate their blood, and they will use that blood to do these, it'll like fill in the letters of censored song lyrics from the government.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's basically it. They just take, standard donation could be 200 grams of blood, and then they look through the government blacklists, and then they like make little like kind of thin screen type things that catch the blood with where the words are, and that fills and into the lyrics of songs that are censored. And
Okay.
and
this
he says,
is like on a music sheet or what?
no, it's like an art installation. So
Oh, I see.
So they'll have
I
like
see.
a bag of blood that will go through into this piece of art, and the blood will flow through there. And yeah, he says, our consciousness is being manipulated by the press, by political actors, and as a result, we're ending up in a very difficult situation, and we could feel trapped. I feel like this is pretty amazing, because I don't think Putin would really enjoy this. He doesn't seem like he'd be a fan of this guy. I don't think Putin approves. No.
Mm-mm.
But yeah.
It's like that one guy. What country is it where they basically they'll take the homosexual population and put them in a gulag, and then the president comes out and says, "Oh, we don't have any gays. They don't exist in our country." Which one is that?
I don't know.
It's like Georgia or Chechnya or
in Africa,
something like that. No. This is it's a former Soviet republic where the president's really close buddies with Putin. He puts out these like workout tapes of him bench pressing and stuff like that. It's actually pretty priceless to watch. I can't remember what, but yeah, they've got like this huge problem with like genocide, or maybe not genocide, but persecution or something like that against homosexuals in their country. And then when accused of it, they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about? We don't have any gay people here. If there were gay people, then their friends and family would like call them out and give them to us, the government, because it's illegal." And they all know better than that.
That's not good. In my opinion, I don't think putting people in a gulag is good. That's just my opinion, though. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Idiotic opinion number one. Don't take people and put them in gulags because of who they're sleeping with.
Just in general.
Yeah. Nah, gulags are fine for some people.
Okay.
Like, I think pedophiles belong in gulags.
All right.
If anybody belongs in gulags, these people.
Remember the movement where they're trying to make pedophiles a part of the LGBTQ community? Yeah,
I think if I don't talk about that, it ceases to be real for me.
I saw a couple months ago that there was a TED Talk on that. Somebody was talking at some TED event trying to convince people that pedophilia is part of a LGBTQ community. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what they were talking about, but
yeah, if I was there, I would have been one of the people booing and throwing things from the audience. It's just not that takes it too far, you know.
Yeah, I feel like we all for a long time have been like, yeah, pedophilia is wrong, guys, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all can agree this is
we're all
one of the worst
that,
things
right?
in the world.
We can all get on that level.
Yeah, but apparently not. Apparently not.
No, there are some demented people out there, man. They're like R. Kelly types who are taking 14-year-olds hostage and, you know, making them call him daddy. That's fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sex, Todd. So, we're going to London for this one. The world capital of just the raunchiest things in the world. So, we're talking about a group of people who took a video of themselves between, I believe it's pronounced Leicester Square and Waterloo stations. It's spelled like Leicester, but when you're British, I think it's Leicester. And so they're on the tube. They're taking the underground, and and it's a 3-minute journey, just so you know, between these two stops. They are having a threesome in the
in the tube?
underground.
Yeah,
in the tube. They're just going at it. 2 dudes, one lady, one ex-partner of this guy named George Mason.
Get some tube in the tubes.
who was videoing this encounter on the public transit system and uploaded it to Twitter, of all places. Not any like website that would be dedicated to that sort of content, but he goes ahead and puts it on Twitter because that's what he thinks is okay. And yeah, he received a 1,000 pound fine, about $1,300 in real money.
If there's a place where I think I should have sex, it's not on the public train, the public.
You know what's funny? As we were talking about subways and pedophiles, I just got a notification on my phone about the subway pedophile Jared Fogle. And there's a picture of him from the UK Daily Mail of him being seen for the first time in prison. So there's that. In case you forgot that guy existed, there he is.
I feel bad for Subway. I feel bad for these brands that one person, or even just like movies, where one person can ruin it for all these people who have worked really, really hard on developing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in case you were wondering, he has kept the weight off. He's still skinny.
Oh, good. Is he eating Subway in prison? They have Subway there?
I hope not.
He getting $5 footlongs?
I think he gets them for free.
Ah.
Yeah, unfortunately. How old is this guy? He's serving 15 years. He is 41 years old. Yeah. He was charged with these charges like 4 years ago now. It was back in 2015
that
this came out. That seems so recent to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
how long?
I would have guessed 2 years max.
How long does he have?
Well, if he's serving 15 years and it was 4 years ago, I would imagine he's got another 11 to go, at least, unless he gets off on no pun intended, unless he gets off on good behavior. So yeah,
I don't think that's enough.
No, you don't think so? 15 years is a long time.
It was child porn. Looking at child pornography. Is that what it was?
It was just possession of child porn.
Possession. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't, from what I can gather, not engaging in activities with minors.
Okay, at least there's that. But I mean, he's helping helping people create more child pornography. By buying this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Unless you're just on the deep web and you're just downloading it. I don't know if you buy that.
Well, I guess you'd be
People
paying
buy
for it.
things.
Do you pay for it? Is there ads on the deep web?
I have no idea. I have absolutely
What's the point of making child pornography? There's just no point. There's no point. You should never do that.
No, you should never
From
do
a
that.
moral standpoint or a
Right.
business standpoint. There's just no way. It makes no sense.
No.
The risk is much too high.
It's too high. Yeah. No, even if that's what you're into, it's just like, why?
It's awful.
Why?
Yeah.
Go home and rethink your life. That's what you should do. Stop doing what you're doing. You're a terrible person. Society agrees that you should be sleeping on a bed of coals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I make this a little happier? Can I?
Yeah. Why don't you turn it around and end us on a good note, Todd?
All right. So let's talk about something a little happier. Death. So this lady died on February 2nd, and she wrote her own obituary, and it is so great. I would like to just read this obituary. This lady's name was Sybil Marie Hicks.
By the way, I love the name Sybil. I don't know why.
It's an awesome name.
Yeah.
And she looks like just like a fun lady. Man, I would love to hang out with her.
Man?
But it's too fun lady. Boy. No, this isn't working. The fun lady. Jeez.
Can't say that anymore.
Fun lady. Wow. Okay. So this is her obituary. Hicks Sybil Marie. It hurts me to admit, but I, Mrs. Ron Hicks from Baysville, have passed away. I passed peacefully with my eldest daughter, Brenda, by my side February 2nd, 2019 at 8:20 a.m. I leave behind my loving husband, Ron Hicks, whom I often affectionately referred to as a horse's ass. I also left behind my children whom I tolerated over the years. Bob, with Carol, my oldest son, and also my favorite. Brian, with Jeanette, who was the Oreo cookie favorite. Brenda, a.k.a. Hazel, who would run to clean the bathrooms even when she heard company was coming. Barbara, with Gordon, the ever Miss Perfect, and finally baby Bruce, who wouldn't eat homemade turkey soup because he didn't want to be alert looking for bones while he ate. I will miss seeing my sweetest grandchildren, Caitlin, Megan, Joel, Isaac, Mason, Rachel, Annie, Emma, Harrison, Clark, Cho, something. Okay. Orion, Griffin, grow up to be the incredible people they are meant to be. I graduated from Waterdown High School with honors while wearing my shiny bright saddle shoes. I graduated from Hamilton General Hospital School nursing class of 1957B, best class ever. In 1972, Ron and I loaded the car with the 5Bs and headed north to run a school bus company for over 20 years in Baysville, Ontario. I was an active horticulturist, a member of the Eastern Star, and a member of the Lions Club in Baysville. I finally have the smoking hot body I've always wanted, having been cremated. Please come say goodbye and celebrate my wonderful life with my husband and his special friend Dorothy, who is now lovingly taking care of my horse's ass. For those of you who are wondering who assisted me in writing this, it wasn't my husband, it wasn't my oldest, nor was it my youngest. Thank you all for sharing my life with me. I am off to swim to the buoy and back. Love, Sybil.
Aw.
Isn't that wonderful?
In memory of Sybil. How nice. I do like narrating your own obituary.
Yeah.
Just kind of singing your own praises. Like, hey, I had a good time.
When is the right time to start thinking about like death preparations, Tuscan?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You should probably. I think maybe once you have a spouse and possibly kids, you should write a will to be like, hey, my money goes to my spouse or my children.
I'm going to be writing a will while my wife is giving birth.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, she's getting nothing, the kid's getting all of it. Yeah. I don't know. I know my parents have a will. My grandparents do as well. I mean, my parents aren't anywhere near death, hopefully. They're, less than 50 still, both of them. So I know they've made proper arrangements in case something terrible were to happen. Which is, a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
Just good to be prepared so people aren't like, what do we do with all this stuff they got,
Well, you know that you get my body to sell in the black market.
I get your body to sell on the black market, but also I'm going to give you a Viking funeral. So
yes,
which
that's
do you
true.
want? Yeah,
I forgot about that.
You got to be clear.
Yeah,
you can't forget about the Viking funeral. That's going to be like that'll be a high point. That'll be easier to do, I think. What's the legality of that?
The Viking funeral? I don't know. It's probably going to be vastly looked down upon by the time I die because of environmental issues.
Well, sure. I mean, you're sending a flaming corpse into a river. Like, I feel like if anything is considered polluting, that would be it, right?
Yeah, I already pollute enough. What if I save it? If I turn off the lights enough in my lifetime, am I allowed to just have a Viking funeral?
Turn off the lights enough. Yeah, I suppose. Just recycle for the next 40 years, and then when you die, we'll situate you near the edge of a waterfall, so it'll be like a nice spectacle for a while, and then you'll just crash over the waterfall. Yes. In a blaze of glory.
Ooh, yes, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be dead, but it'd be fun to watch.
It'd be really cool footage from the other side, just like a flaming corpse and raft flying off the waterfall.
Well, what do you want to happen to you, Tuscan?
Oh, I don't know.
You want a Viking funeral?
I hope by the time I die, we'll have the technology to really easily shoot people into space.
Ooh.
So that would be a fun one. I want you to like. I'd like to be shot into space and kind of aimed near, like, Proxima Centauri or like a nearby star. Mm-hmm. Maybe that'd be cool. Just like shoot me into the sun.
That's what I've been saying. I think we should shoot our trash into the sun.
Yeah, why not?
Everyone complains about having so many landfills. Why don't we just shoot our trash into the sun?
Sunfill.
Yeah, what's the sun going to do? It's food for the sun.
Our corpses are vitamins for the sun. All right, well, if you want to know anything about shooting people into the sun, I suppose Google would probably be a better resource than us. Today's episode was brought to you by the one and only Carl Westberg, the purveyor of fine funeral arrangements since 1948. Yes, correct. He has been running a funeral home that long. Nobody's quite sure how. He may be immortal.
He asks me to be his next customer, but I don't know what that means. I don't know if he means he wants me to find him a body to bury, or if he wants me to die and be buried through his funeral home.
Yeah. I'd be watching your back if I were you. If you want to talk to us about your funeral arrangements, maybe you want to be sent over a waterfall in a staggering blaze of glory, just go ahead and shoot us your coordinates over at studiosvolatile@gmail.com. We will come and we will give you a nice funeral. I can only guarantee that. If you want to check us out on the social medias, see our keep up to date with weekly podcast announcements and whatever else Todd feels like retweeting, go ahead and check out our Twitter at Opinions That Suck, SUK, and on Instagram with Idiotic Opinions.
Yep,
on Instagram.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And see all the work that our interns and I have stirring up over there on our social needs.
All sorts of strange stuff.
And what?
I was gonna say we should have an intern lottery. Just shoot it out there. Whoever wants to come work for Volatile Studios and see what the inside of our basement looks like.
Yeah. Yeah,
feel
exactly.
those heavy chains.
I want to say thank you to all our listeners for supporting us thus far. We really appreciate it. And we hope to continue bringing you the best content there is to have on the internet. We know it's true.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week